Braindrain. The main concepts behind our Dmsp project were to explore the relationship between sound, space and mood. The idea was to produce a range of sounds to be used to try and evoke certain moods within a subject. This subject is to wear an EEG headset that decodes brain activity into 4 emotional states: engagement, frustration, excitement and meditation, all of which are given a value between 0 and 1. Since submission 1, several sound objects were added, as well as an 8-speaker array positioned around the performance space. This helps add a spatialization factor to the sound, allowing for the sound objects to be mic'd up, sent through a max patch, and then individually positioned at specific locations within the sound space. These values are mapped to visualizations implemented in the processing programming language. The programs have been designed to represent the mood of the performer in a meaningful yet artistically worthwhile manner. The sounds to be used as the stimuli have been designed to have specific sonic attributes in order to attempt to steer the performer's emotional state. Each of the emotional states are mapped to a different attribute of the visualization, such as color, size, and speed of movement.
While we had very varied reactions to the sounds from the participants, specifically very electronic or mechanical sounding objects caused frustration along the board. That was the dominant reaction.
Setup for the performance involved moving all the equipment from Allison House to B28 and arranging the sound objects around the outside of the room, arranging the projectors to play the visualization animations near the front of the room, and then positioning the performer in the center of the room. Due to the mass of people on the day, there was a lot of audience noise, and this would be very audible to the performer. This perhaps had an effect on the emotional state, and therefore the visualization would be altered as a result of this. That said, the arrangement that we had was the most feasible on the day, and it was decided that if we were to do it again, we wouldn't use the same arrangement.
The wind chimes produce sound as they are hit by a metal stick that is triggered by a motion sensor, and their sound is processed through a granulation harmonizer plugin and sent to 3 gel surface speakers to produce a celestial bell-like sound. An EBO sets a piano string in constant motion, and a guitar string that's attached to the piano string starts to vibrate, and the whole sound, that's very drone-like, is sent through another granulation harmonizer and into 3 gel speakers. The light sensor produces a frequency modulated sound as one moves his hand above the light sensor, and the sound is output through a home-built do-it-yourself speaker. 3 small ball bearings set in motion on a turntable produce a ringing metallic sound. The laser microphone produces sound as a laser beam is pointed towards dots on a moving turntable. The reflection of that beam is being picked up by a solar panel. The wooden fish produces a percussive sound as a wooden pebble that's attached to a guitar string that is set in motion by a toy motor moves around on the inside, and the whole sound is augmented by means of granulation. The speaking tube allows people to talk into it, and it produces a mechanically filtered sound of a human voice, almost like a robot voice. The Tibetan singing bowl is a metal dish that is turning on a turntable, and a wooden device causes friction on the outside.
After the first presentation, it was decided to do a second run without an audience. It was quite visible from the first run that an audience greatly affects the mood of the performer, not allowing for a clear representation of their reaction to the sound to be displayed in the visualization. A late night performance took place later that day, with only one person playing one sound object at a time. The overall performance was much more visually and sonically stimulating, and the results were much more useful as a whole.